came a point when I was in my office and then I collapsed. Actually, I collapsed a few times. I think, Phil, I estimate you got about 5 more years to live.
Okay, before we start, just want to thank you for coming up to our place today for this interview. It's great having you here because it will be something that our listeners or viewers can actually learn or pick up some tips from.
Welcome.
So let's start by just telling us what is it you do.
Oh, what is it that I do?
Yeah.
Okay, I currently am a coach, a trainer. Yeah, so I do coaching for reverse diseases, weight loss, for goal achieving, all kinds of coaching, and training in the, what do you call that, in the business space, companies, as well as public trainings like neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, all kinds of things. Yeah, and other than that, I do aviation. Yeah, so I sell planes.
Right.
I do charter planes. What else do I do? A lot of things, actually.
Good to know. So I think the reason we're here is because we are going to talk about your dramatic, or should we say a drastic weight loss. Perhaps
Okay.
Maybe you can just tell us for a start, which method you actually use, because I remember there are a few kinds of diets like South Beach diet, Atkins, the traditional low carb diet. So was it a mix and match of all these kind of diets?
It's a mix and match. I wouldn't say that a specific diet or a specific method, okay, because what I've learned so far after interviewing a lot of doctors, it's about your individual. Because every person is different. Everyone has a different body system. So if we were to go on this diet only to help a person lose weight, it might not necessarily work. So it's a mixture of diet, especially being in Malaysia, where food is abundant and really nice, right?
Correct.
So I think it's more important to choose and understand your food than diet.
And what made you want to do this actually?
What made me want to do this? Okay.
How did it all start? What was the motivation? Was there something that persuaded you, who persuaded you to do this?
Let's put it this way, it's like I knock on the door of death, okay, and then finally came to a realization that I have to do something.
Can you explain more about that? Knocking on the door.
Okay, what happened was this. I've been working chasing after money and all these things, right? Okay, so stress was high. I didn't bother about health. All right, since young, early 20s, I've already been diagnosed with hypertension, and then high blood pressure, and then about 5 years later, or closer to 30, diabetes.
This was in your 30s?
Actually, within my 20s, but I refused to accept that I have diabetes. Yeah. So it was only when I reached probably early 30s, late 20s, then I understand I'm diabetic, because my blood sugar went up to about 14.
Did that require insulin shots?
No, not insulin, but the doctor gave medication to reduce. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been playing this game with medicines for quite some time, since my early 20s. Anyway, it's like an easy way out, right? You got disease, just take medicine, fine-tune your medication, and the readings go back to what is said as normal. But then later on, other issues came about: heart disease, liver issues, a lot of problems at knee, fatty liver, and doctor also warned against fatty liver turning into cirrhosis, which is hardening of the liver, something like liver cancer.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So there are a few doctors that I go to, right? A lot of doctors that I go to say, your parents have this, you will kena, you will get it. Okay, because all these are said to be genetic diseases. And then when you get these type of things, then for life you'll be on medication. which I was in my head then, for life on medication, just go on living, right? I say living dangerously because I eat like nobody's business, okay? And then, of course, stress. Then all kind of funny things, like even stomach issues came about, GERD, major issues. And then it came a point when I was in my office and then I collapsed. Actually, I collapsed a few times. Yeah, thinking was not really collapse and faint, but collapse, thinking was heart attack. So was sent to the hospital. Doctor said, no, it's not heart attack. Lucky, yeah, heartburn because of stress. But anyway, heart wasn't so good.
How many times did that happen?
In when I was working full time, then there was like 3 times. Yeah, then when I'm out on my own as an entrepreneur, about 2 to 3 times as well. Even at home.
Were you admitted to the hospital?
Yeah.
Every time?
Every time I admit myself, okay, go there for a check. But of course, nothing, not heart attack, thank God.
So you never had a heart attack or stroke?
No. Mild stroke, yes. Transient stroke, yes. But not a real heart attack.
So it was at that point that you decided to do something about it?
What happened was every year I do my annual checkup. And then there's one particular doctor that to me, he's the best doctor. Now I always go to him. He says, you can actually change all these things. You need to change your lifestyle. Okay? If you don't change your lifestyle, then you go on with medication and then don't know what's going to happen. Okay? So for years, I've been listening to this. Until one day, he actually told me, I think, Phil, I estimate you got about 5 more years to live. So either you go and do something about your lifestyle now, or you prepare your whatever you need to prepare to go. Yeah? So it was that actually gave me like a slap in the face.
When was this?
This was about 2 over years ago, probably 3 years ago.
Just before COVID?
Nearing the, somewhere around, just
Start
before
of COVID.
COVID. Yeah, around that time.
Can you explain in steps, how did you do this? Was there someone who guided you? Was there a mentor?
Okay, not really a mentor, okay, but my doctor did tell me that there are certain people that I can go and talk to learn from, okay, because basically it's down to food, down to lifestyle, down to stress, things like that, okay. So what I did was I went and interviewed some doctors, and then from there I got information, and then I started to, in a way, put this information together and come out with a program for myself. Yeah, so the first thing I looked at was food. Right? Okay, so being diabetic, cut off all sugar. That's the most, I think, what's the word? Most common sense thing to do.
No bread, no...
Yeah, so first I cut off all the sugar, like sugar drinks and all that, cut off teh tarik, no more sugar in coffee and all these kind of things. That time the hip coffee was, what was the hip coffee? They put the sugar thingy, make it foamy. Right, so that one cut, and then after that I cut off bread, cookies, cakes, yeah, and then I also cut off rice.
And noodles?
Noodles.
Anything starch?
Anything, not everything that's starch I cut off, okay, but those that are not good starch, put it that way, and manufactured starch. Yeah, so those I actually cut off. And when I cut off, I actually saw a start of my glucose level coming down.
But before we go to that, what do you weigh now?
Now 67.7 kgs.
67.7 kilos. And at the start of this whole diet regime?
Okay, at the start I was 109 kgs.
Okay.
And that's not the heaviest. The heaviest I gone to was 140 something.
When was that?
Oh, that was, I think, easily about 10 years ago, maybe more.
Okay. You didn't manage to bring down your weight that
I didn't bother. No, I didn't manage. I didn't really bother, actually.
So this whole wake-up call made you go down from 110 to the high 60s right now.
Yes.
That's almost 50 kilos, 45 to 50 kilos that you lost.
Yeah, thereabout.
What was the whole entire diet regime like? Maybe you can explain besides the cutting off of sugar and drinks? Was there exercise?
when
Was
it
there, did
comes-
you have to hit to the gym?
Okay, when it comes to diet, to exercise and all this, I always am a bit more cautious, especially with what I'm about to say, because it can be very dangerous to different people. Okay, like for me, I've tried many diets. Like I went actually vegetarian full on for 6 months, full on vegetarian.
Did it work?
Nothing, it didn't work. It actually made my issue worse.
Okay.
And I'm talking about eating real veggie, not all this the tofu thingy that is made into chicken, fake chicken and all that.
Not purely vegan.
Pure vegan. I think it's pure vegan. That means all the greens and all that. But I was eating rice. Okay, so I ate rice with greens. I ate fruits, no doubt. Okay, so that also where the sugar came from. Okay, so I am quite skeptical when it comes to telling people you should eat this diet, should take that kind of a diet. I actually don't want to do that. You know, so when I went through the vegetarian thing, I went and saw my doctor. My doctor actually stopped me from being full-on vegetarian. He said, maybe your body system can't take it. Maybe you're not built for this. So when I started putting meat back into my diet, things became better, but still meat lah.
You didn't lose weight doing that.
No, weight actually went up.
Was there a reason for that?
I really don't know. Can't answer. Probably, if I were to think about it now, probably because all this starch, all this rice, all very starchy stuff. Okay, and then all that accumulates into fat. Okay, so the weight probably goes up because of that. Probably.
So you went down. You went down almost 50 kilos throughout. What kind of period are we looking at? How many weeks? How many months?
Okay, the preparation took about, I would say preparation about 3 months. Yeah, that's the preparation part because I was putting things, how do I put it? It's like creating that program with all this information that I have. Okay, then to drop, it took me from 109, I dropped to 70 something, 79 or something like that. 79, 77, that was within 3 months period.
Okay.
And then after that, without giving much thought, my weight just dropped continuing. The lowest I went is 66.6 kgs. That was last month. And then as of few days ago when I went and did my last check, it was 67.7.
At what point did you realize that all your previous medical conditions had actually disappeared, or did it subside, or?
Okay, because when doing this program, I actually have to check my blood pressure, and my sugar level, glucose level, about 4 times a day.
What was your blood pressure then?
My blood
Before the start
pressure
of this
before the start average about 130 plus, 140.
The bottom.
The bottom about 90 plus to 100 something. Now,
Not that high.
well, the highest it's gone to is about 160 plus 170, with the bottom touching 110.
Okay.
So it depends on, I guess, stress level and all that.
What about your glucose level before this whole
Glucose level average about, okay, when things are good, 6.57.
time? Before?
It goes up to about 14. So it fluctuates this way. So I guess it depends on what I eat, whether I sleep, whether I get angry, I'm stressed. But now it's averaging about 4.5, 4.9.
4.5 to 4.9. Okay. Were you fasting? What's the results?
Okay, fasting, yes. I also did fast. I believe fasting helped lah. Fasting helped with to bring the sugar down. But I think more importantly is not eating all this sugar and all these things that contribute to high glucose level.
Okay. I mean, right now you're weighing about your mid to high 60s. Is this the target that you have actually set for yourself?
No, the target was actually 70.
Okay.
I didn't want to go below 70. So I guess it's by accident lah.
I mean, is there a brief? Is there any tips you can give the viewers on how they can actually do this whole process?
Okay, the tips will be this way, all right? It is very dangerous to go and try things out like that sometimes, because there are a lot of information online, no doubt. Okay, but this information can get you killed. I actually know people who have died because of blindly following information like that. Right? So it's always good, number one, work with a doctor. You have to work with a doctor because the doctor needs to know what's going on in your body system.
There's a normal medical doctor, or is it a nutritionist?
I would recommend look for a doctor that believe you can do things like this. You know, like for example, diabetes is not for life; it can be reversed. Okay, hypertension is something you can reverse. That kind of a doctor. There are not many, but there are. All right, and then the other thing is also like if we talk about fasting. Okay, fasting is a very dangerous game as well. Okay, because when we fast, things happen to our body. Okay, we try to get something called autophagy, where the body actually tries to cleanse itself up, cannibalize itself to get rid of bad cells and things like that. At the same time, it can actually affect a person's well-being, because when we fast, okay, things like cortisol goes up, okay, and then we are using the things that are in the body, all right, and for some people that's not good. It can be actually very dangerous. And then the other thing to look at is also when a person wants to lose weight, don't focus so much on losing weight, because losing weight is not the main issue. The more important thing is actually health. So if a person loses weight, but at the same time sacrifices health, that will be another problem. So like for me, my whole idea, the reason for my weight loss is actually to become healthier. So to reverse diabetes, to get rid of all these liver issues, all these sort of problems.
So what is gone now? What medical conditions are gone?
Okay, diabetes has been reversed. My hypertension is well controlled, you see. And then actually my blood pressure is like 70 something over 114 max.
Isn't that too low?
No, not really. All right. And then other than that, my liver is brand new according to the medical checkup. Okay, kidney issues gone. I don't have back issues now. Knee problems gone. My stomach issues also gone. Memory loss. Okay, memory. Okay, memory loss I would say gone lah. Okay, but of course sometimes off and on I still forget some things.
Memory loss, can you?
Okay, so it's not really memory loss, but maybe
brain fog,
things like that lah. Still happens lah. But I used to have very very bad memory. Okay, and I think. Or rather, my wife said, I think you are going, you know, what's the word called? The memory issue thing.
You're aging.
They call it aging and all that. And then the other thing is also the age. About probably 10, 15 years ago. All right, I was actually about 10, 15 years older than my age. Now I'm actually 10 years younger. The internal age.
What's your age now?
Now I'm 48. So to me, if a person wants to think about weight loss, think about health first. Weight loss second. And when talk about weight loss, yes, food. Always look out at what you eat. Understand what is being put into the mouth. All right. Understand that the other thing is also sleep, rest. All these are very very important. If you don't sleep, stress comes out. Okay, another form of fat I would say is glucose is one kind of fat. It's a fuel. Okay, not used turns to fat, gets stored. Right, cortisol is another form of fuel. It's like it turns to fat and then gets stored. So if a person is stressed all the time, like most modern men now or women, right, you get out of the house, you get stuck in a jam, stress. Okay, and then you get to the office, stress. On the way back, stress. Go back home, stress. Right? What happens? Cortisol comes out, flows in the body, doesn't get used. We don't fight any saber-toothed tiger. We don't go beat up people and all that right now. Okay, so all these get stored as fat. And then become fat lah. Okay, then there's also two kinds of fat. The fat that we can, you're fat. Then the other fat that goes around covering your organs. All right? So these are things to look at. What is more important? But of all the things, when it comes to weight loss, the most important thing is what I call the mind programs. Because whatever happened is we live based on the programs in our head, our subconscious. So that's the thing that why people find it very hard to lose weight for long term.
So I guess that's one of the mental challenges
Yes.
that you will face. Were there any for you? Emotional challenges?
Emotional challenges, yes, definitely. Because sometimes hunger creates anger. The word hangry is very true. Okay, people can get angry because of hunger. Okay, so what to do in that kind of a situation is something to think about as well, lah. Okay, so like to me, if you are really hungry, you can't stand it, go eat, lah. Right? But choose what you eat. So anger was one, and then the other things that I actually felt and go through is what do you call that? It's like, not to say distress. What is that word? It's quite emotionally disturbed.
Okay. Can you explain more on that?
Depression. Yeah, so I felt depressed. There were days when I felt depressed. And then of course there are times also I ask myself, why do I want to do this? You see, anyway, all of us have a certain amount of time to live. Okay? So maybe my time is just 5 years. Just throw in the towel and go.
But anyway, you managed to do it.
Yeah, and lucky I didn't do that. I would have missed out so much in life.
Do you have any emotional support during this whole period? Or is it crucial?
Emotional support, yes. Yeah, the reason is because a lot of times when we want to say we do something, right, all kinds of roadblocks come up. Okay, and then sometimes for us to go and break down all these barriers on our own, that's going to be very tough. And a lot of people give up. So it's good to have somebody there to, tell you that you can go through this, you can do it.
Someone to push you.
Yeah, someone to push, guide.
Any financial challenges during that period?
Yes, financial, there will be a change in finance, definitely. Okay, because eating clean is not cheap, comparing to eating rice, bread, all these kind of things. So if you're just going to be eating like meat, fruits, vegetables, things that are, so to say, natural, okay, it's going to be very expensive. Okay, but it's worth it. Because in the long run, I think it sort of balances out again. Because like for me, I used to spend about $2,000 on medication and nutrition every month. All right. So now I spend an average about $600, mainly on nutrition, not on medication. So I think after a while it balances off, lah.
Any supplements during this time which would actually help, or do you recommend it?
Okay, supplements, I've got nothing against supplements. Okay, if a person is taking supplements already, okay, for whatever reason, just go on with it. Like fish oil and all that, just go on with it, nothing wrong. Okay, but I wouldn't recommend a supplement for weight loss or a supplement for, to do whatever it is that a person wants to do, lah.
You mean like Cambodia Garcinia, chai berry?
Okay, like those kind of things like Cambodia, the Garcinia thingy, that's something I used to take. Okay, but a person with hypertension should not take it. Because that pushes up the blood pressure, all these things in the body system, and that affects the blood pressure as well. So it's something I won't recommend. I won't tell people you have to take this nutrition, this medicine, that medicine to lose weight. No. In fact, I'm against taking pills or medication for weight loss.
So are you saying there are none actually in the market today?
There are a lot. Okay, up to an individual whether they want to take or not. I won't say go and take. Okay, I would say there are better ways to do things, not necessarily through drugs or even any machine or therapy, hormone replacement, all that. Not necessary.
So you're saying the traditional route of just cutting out sugar and fatty food, right?
Not fatty food. Cutting off sugar works. Thinking about food, understanding food works. So it depends whether a person wants to. I mean, if a person wants to go easy way lah, fast easy way, yeah, then go with the pills lah. But that will come with what you call that, side effects. So those are the consequences that a person will have to think about. Okay, but again, if it's a person doing it for health reasons, I don't think they want to go through all these kind of things lah. I won't recommend actually.
So it's that dieting change.
It's, I won't even call it dieting. I will call it just understanding what you eat, okay, how it's going to affect your body, and then choosing what you eat. And then, of course, mind program, getting a bit active. Just now you did ask about workout and all that, right? Exercising. Yes, exercise is important, but again, something depending on the person. Okay, like for me, I'm already 48. Okay, I am not going to go crazy in the gym right now, like a 20-year-old can do, because my body system will not be able to do it. Okay, first, growth hormones are, okay, for a person above 40, growth hormones are practically coming to a halt. Okay, the body does not produce this anymore. Okay, that's why there's a huge industry out there selling human growth hormones. Okay, but the thing is this, we can actually get our body to regenerate growth hormones again. Okay, but that we talk separately lah. Okay, but if a person in their 40s without growth hormones coming out go to the gym and try to work out like a 20-year-old, guess what's going to happen? Okay, muscles are going to get damaged in the gym because that's how muscles grow, right? Okay, recovery is going to take time. Okay, it may actually, instead of muscle growth, they may be going through muscle loss because there's no growth hormone. There's nothing to, and also look at what the person is eating. If it doesn't feed the muscle, it's going to go. Amino acids, things like that. Those are things that a lot of people don't pay attention to these days. It's not just about proteins. Okay, and then type of workout. How long a person work out. Like for me, I work out maximum 10 minutes a day. That is HIIT, not in the gym even, at home. Okay, and that's just for me to get healthy and get fit. And that's enough for a person 48 years old. Okay, but if a person is in the 20s, 30s, yes, go hit the gym, get an instructor, work out in the gym. Okay? Cardio, weightlifting, whatever it is, depends on their objective, on the goal. All right, but for a person above 40s, 50s, 60s, you have to be a lot more careful with working out in the gym, or even doing marathons, running, jogging, all that. Be very careful. Until your body is conditioned to be able to handle those kind of stresses, then don't do it. Once you are there, then yeah, you can do it, but you have to build up to it.
So is this whole weight loss regime different for someone who's in their 20s, 30s, 40s,
yes,
or even 50s?
Very different. It's also different for female and male, depending on what the body condition of the person as well. There are some people who can eat as clean as possible. That means no starch, no sugar, nothing. All right. At the same time, do fasting and still put on weight. So it depends a lot on the body system.
So it's always good to find a doctor.
Yes. Get to know yourself first, and let that be your starting point.
I want to talk next about stress levels, and how it contributes to weight loss and maybe weight gain.
All right. Yes, stress definitely has a lot to do with weight gain. All right. Because stress affects the body in many, many weird ways. All right. It causes diseases. Right? It causes cells to go wonky, haywire. All right, and then stress. Okay, you see, we have what we call a reptile brain. Okay, this is the fight, flight, or freeze part of the human brain. Okay, so back in those days, when a caveman sees a saber-toothed tiger, for example, all right, something kicks out in the brain, so the fellow will either run, stay there and fight, or stay there pretend to be dead. Hopefully, the tiger will walk away. These days, we get it all the time, right? In traffic, we are stressed. Okay, this thing kicks in. We go to work, in the office, stress. This thing kicks in. Okay, go back home, see the kids. Okay, I want this, I want that. Stress. Okay, this thing kicks in.
So it leads to compulsive eating? See?
Not to say it leads to compulsive eating. Okay, what happens during this biologically? Cortisol comes out, adrenaline comes out every time we are facing stress. Okay, but we don't make use of it. The reason those things come out is to help us to either run, okay, to give us the energy to run, energy to fight, or energy to play dead, freeze. Okay? But the thing is this: now we don't do anything with this. Yeah, it comes out, it just go around our body. We are just still there driving the car. Okay, the most we can do is maybe point fingers, shout at other people. Okay, but within our car, get to the office, we don't go punch our bosses, punch our colleagues, create fights and all that. So all this, what happens? Yeah, when all this thing comes out, it goes around the body, it gets stored, okay, and then it turns to fat. It goes into the cells, it creates damages. It goes into the gut, create problems. Okay? So with all these things, people will go fat, people will get all kinds of diseases. And there are a lot of diseases that contribute to a person getting fat. Yeah, like for example, thyroid issues. Thyroid works both ways, can either be thin or fat. Okay? But since we're talking about weight, fat, right? Yeah. So these are some of the things. So my recommendation is always to find ways to distress. Okay, there are many ways to distress. Some people like to, probably punching bag or something. Okay, like for me, what I do is I go sing. Yeah, I sing with the Philharmonic Society of Selangor. So every week I sing twice, I distress.
Find a hobby.
Yeah, find some way to distress. Hobbies can also be stressful. So find some way to distress.
Did any point during this whole journey whereby you wanted to give up or you gave up? How do you
This is the unique part about this current journey. Because I've actually tried losing weight quite a number of times throughout my years. Right? It's always I try and then yo-yo, try and yo-yo. Okay, so I lose a bit of weight and then gain it back all up. Sometimes even more. Most of the time it's more. Okay, but this time no. This time I didn't even have the feeling of giving up. Okay, and I attribute this reason to programming of the subconscious mind. Yeah, the thing I did different is, I learned NLP a couple of years ago. All right, so I learned how to create programs and put it into the subconscious. Okay, so that actually helped a lot when it comes to managing this journey of mine.
What if it's for someone who does not know what NLP is, or they don't know how to use it?
Okay, a lot of people would not know how to use it. So look for somebody look for me. I can help anyone to do this, to reprogram the subconscious.
Coming back to what you said earlier, the interview, you do coaching as well?
Yes, I do coaching.
Private coaching for people who want to embark on this weight loss journey?
Yes.
Can it be done overseas as well, or do they have to hit the gym? Are you going to be with them?
Okay, for now, I do not have any clients overseas. Yeah, so far all my clients are within Malaysia. And not all of them I tell them to hit the gym. Right? In fact, I'm very careful when it comes to gym. For those people who are below 20 and 30, go ahead, no problem. Okay, but for those people who have reached 40, that is where instead of going to gym, I tell them to work out in different ways. Okay, 10 minutes workout a day, good enough.
Finally, to recap for our viewers, we don't have much time to view the entire interview. So the first step would always be to?
First step will always to know why you want to do something. So why is it that you are embarking on this journey, this weight loss? What's the reason? All right. So it could be health. It could be maybe you just want to look better. Maybe confidence. All right. So know why you're doing it. All right. Second thing is, if you are going to be embarking on a journey, okay, yes, you can get a lot of free information now, okay, but at a cost. No matter what, there's still a cost. Okay, it's very dangerous. Free information. Always look for someone to work with. Go and get yourself a good doctor. Work with your doctor. Get yourself a good coach. Work with a coach.
What if there are people who, for monetary reasons, they cannot? They can't
Still look for a coach.
And what would the third step be? Watch what you eat, maybe?
yeah, what you eat is very important. So I would say is instead of watching what you eat, understand your food. Understand food, okay? Understand what's going through your mouth and how it affects your body.
Are you talking about counting calories?
Not really counting calories. I am one who don't really believe in counting calories, okay? Because calories are just calories. Okay? It's like kilograms or pounds. Okay, what's more important is what is coming with the calorie. Because a pound of a pound pula, okay, a calorie, say for example, a bar of chocolate contains a lot of calories. So let's just say it comes with 300 calories, okay. Then this piece of meat here, 300 calories, right? Which one is a better thing for you to eat? If you're going to eat the chocolate, 300 calories, right, you're going to go fat. Okay, your sugar level is going to go up. But if you're going to eat the meat, 300 calories, right, that probably help you to reduce weight. Because that's protein, it has the amino acids to help you build your body. All right. So even if it's like 300 calories a bar of chocolate, your meat is say 700 calories, you're going to get a lot more benefit when it comes to weight loss and getting healthy eating the meat, 700 calories. So to me, it's not so important how much calorie this is, this is, okay, but the quality that comes with that calorie.
Do they have to measure their own BMI as well before they start throughout this whole journey and then work out from there?
Okay, the starting point is always with a good doctor, do a health check. Okay, so at least you know where you are. Okay, if you are, your blood pressure at a certain level, your sugar level is at a certain level, you have certain kind of diseases, then you know where to work with, or your coach will know where to work with, and your doctor will also know how to monitor you. Right? So like for example, if a person is diabetic, okay, a person has high blood pressure, a person has maybe thyroid issues, right? So this person will have to monitor himself very closely or herself very closely, because doing the wrong thing can be very, very dangerous, right? So like say for example, high blood pressure. So a person, just imagine a person with high blood pressure blindly going to the gym, working out. Okay, every time works out, blood pressure goes up. Okay? Nobody is going to know what's going to happen. But if there's a starting point already, like for example, okay, I have this, I'm going to improve this. Okay, and then as a bonus, my weight is going to drop. That would be how I would recommend a person to go.
Okay, looking back, was there anything you could have done differently before commencing this whole weight loss journey?
Do differently, I would say probably start earlier. If I started my journey earlier, if I've listened to my doctor much earlier, then it would be a better, I would say, a more efficient journey, a better journey. But then there's no being too late when it comes to things like that. Besides that, I think I pretty well hit the nail on the head.
So is this 3 to 6 months a good period to lose 50 kilos? Or is it too fast? Is it too slow? Could you have sped it up?
Okay, there are certain side effects that can happen, okay, especially when we drop weight very, very fast. Okay, number one, the hormones go crazy. All right, so we will look at things that can happen, such as hair loss, hair fall, right? Then, like for me, I had hair loss, itching all over the body during that period. Yeah, because it was a really, really fast drop. And then the other thing is also to make sure that the whatever nutrition is there. Okay, because like for example, if a person goes into fasting, right, a person is going to be cutting off nutrition no matter what people say. Okay, then there are some people who are going long-term fasting. Okay, long-term fasting is good and bad. Again, depend on the individual. All right, but importantly is always monitor. Know what is happening in your body system. So with that, if anything were to go wrong, you know what to do. There's action that you can take to stop.
So if let's say someone who has successfully completed his whole weight loss, I mean, let's say he's already hit his targets, how would he or she be able to maintain it, or is there a method that you could advise on?
Yes, there is a method. The method is to reprogram the mind. Because since young, all of us, we have been programmed to eat. Eat, and eat. Because in our mind is, rice equals what? Fuel. Right? And you need fuel to do your things. So it's like energy, right? Without energy, you can't work. Okay? So this is something we have been taught since very small. Okay? Look at the laborers, they eat mountains of rice, then they go and work. And then they come back in the afternoon, eat another round of rice, go and work. Okay? The thing is this, now we don't eat that kind of, we don't do that kind of work. Okay? A lot of people sit in the office, that's their work. Right? Using a lot of their brains more than hard labor. Okay? So we don't really need that kind of, that amount of fuel anymore. Right? But the programs in the head are still like that. You have to eat, you have to eat. Okay? We have been taught not only by parents or grandparents, teachers, we even have been taught these type of things by doctors, by government agencies. Like for example, a good example, American Pyramid. Okay? What do you see as the thing that you need to eat most? What do they recommend? Grains. Okay? What are grains? Grains are actually things where starch lah. Right? So if you're going to eat more starch, what's going to happen? You're going to put on weight. Your sugar level is going to go up. Okay, and sometimes when we look at a person, we know if a person has a glucose issue or not. Okay, when you got a lot of fat around your belly. Okay, what's the thing they ask you to cut down, eat lesser on? Meat. All right, and then of course sugar and all that, even lesser lah. Okay, but if you're going to follow exactly the American diet or the American pyramid, you are going to go fat. You're going to put on weight. Especially if you are not the active kind of person sitting in the office every day, you're going to put on weight. Of course, again, there are people who are blessed with good genes. Those who want to put on weight also cannot put on weight. Yeah, there are people like that. How do you put on weight?
Could you tell our viewers how to reach you? Is there an email or a social media page that they can reach you at?
Social media, yes, I'm Phil Foo in Facebook.
How do you spell that?
PHILFOO. Yeah, it's my face there. Okay, unless somebody clones it lah. So you have to be very careful. Or you can reach me at phone number, contact number. If you're in Malaysia, my phone number is 016 960 1038.
Okay, I'll put that inside in the video.
Yeah. Ken, thank you very much. And the other one, of course, you can reach me by email, Phil, Phil, Phil at philfoo.com.
PHILFOO?
No, PHIL at PHILFOO.com.
That's your personal page?
Yes, that's my personal page.